Hello, everyone. Today's training is going to be about podcasting. Specifically, we'll be using Audacity to record our podcast. The definition of a podcast is located on the left side of this training webpage. In short, a podcast is nothing more than an audio recording of your voice. It works just like those old tape recorders with some really nice editing features. First, I will show you how easy it is to use, and then talk briefly about how to implement a podcast into your classroom. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is go to Google, go to the internet, go to Google, and we'll do a search. Oops, that's Facebook, sorry. We'll do a search of Audacity. It's the first one that pops up. And go to download, and you can download it for Windows or you can download it for Mac. So whatever one you need, just click on that, follow the instructions to download, and the most important thing is it's free. Okay, now I already have Audacity on my computer, so I'm going to go to the link on my desktop and open it up. There it is, just like your tape recorder. There's the pause button, there's the play, stop, rewind, or skip to start, fast forward, or skip to the end, and then here's your record. Over here you have your input level, which is basically your microphone. When you are recording, you should see the levels jump up and down as you're speaking. And then when we're listening to it, you'll have the output. The output level will be here. Basically, that's how loud it's going to sound for the person who's listening to the recording. So let's just go ahead and try it out. Let's just hit the record and we'll start talking. This is a test. This is a test of the Audacity podcasting recording system. This is only a test. And we'll hit stop. And as you can see, as I was speaking, you can see the levels jumping up and down. And you can see how it was recording my voice and how there's breaks where I'm not speaking. So we're going to listen to what this sounds like. Now, I do realize when you're listening to this over a screencast, it almost sounds like you're at a baseball stadium. There's an echo. Just know that that's not actually what it sounds like. You'll have to hear the actual sound just by recording it yourself. But I am aware that it is a little bit of an echo when you're listening to this. This is a test. This is a test of the Audacity podcasting recording system. This is only a test. Okay. Like I said, there are some really nice editing features. If you misspoke or had a cough or something, and you need to edit, there are different editing features you can use to cut out part of a recording or re-record part of a recording. But for right now, all I want you to do is just get used to using Audacity, get used to using recording your voice. And just have fun with it. You can always go back and learn how to edit at a later time. There's all kinds of YouTube videos out there that'll show you exactly how to edit a recording. But for right now, like I said, we just want to get used to using the program itself. Okay, now I want to save. As with anything, it's important to save. I want to save the project as. I want to save it as training. Okay, it's going to save as an AUP file, which is fine for right now. I misspelled training. Okay. If you would like to have other people be able to listen to this as an MP3 file, you need to go back to File and export the training file as an MP3. Okay, make sure it says MP3 right there. So it doesn't pop up as the first one. It might have popped up for me because that's what I always save it as, but there's all kinds of different export. But you want to save it as MP3, and then click Save. And you can type in your name, which will show up on the podcast itself while you're listening to it. And the title, we'll call it Training Again. And click OK. Alright, and we'll just minimize this. And here is your MP3 podcast that we just recorded. This is a test. This is a test of the Audacity podcasting recording system. This is only a test. And again, I do apologize. I realize you are probably hearing that echo again when you are listening to that, but that is not the actual sound of the podcast. So some uses for your classroom. I know many classrooms require a daily journal. What was the objective today? What did you learn? Did you understand everything in the objective? And most classes, if not 95 to 100% of the classes, are still using pen and paper journals. So why not use a podcast as a daily e-journal? Saving paper, a great way to save paper. So that's one way. Another way is for presentation purposes. You have that student who is just adamant about not speaking in front of a classroom, and that child says he or she is not going to do the project at all because you have to speak in front of the class. Well, we'd rather them do something than nothing. So a way around presenting in front of the class is to have that person create this podcast, and the class can listen to it just as if they were listening to her voice standing in front of the classroom. So the uses are numerous. There are just a couple examples. The best advice I can give to you is just be creative and have fun. And thanks for listening.